And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is July 22nd, 2025. I'm your host, St. Nick, and we got a great show for you today. Well, folks, let me hear y'all. Let me hear y'all, baby, because 26 of the 32 NFL teams are reporting to training camp today, baby. We've gone month after month after month after month after month after month of no football. Little news here, little news there that we all eat up. But man, oh man, folks, we're really getting in the thick of it now. So training camp, rookies, vets are all reporting. By Wednesday, the last two teams, so tomorrow, the last two teams will join all the 32 teams in officially starting their training camp. So let the stories begin. Let the betting begin. Let the fantasy begin. Let the quarterback, wide receiver, running back, defensive battles all begin, baby. Because it starts now, folks. We're in the thick of it. So finally, it's here. We're all going to be tracking our teams, and we'll be tracking on who's reporting and who's not reporting, who's holding out and potentially going to cost their team the early first 4 weeks, 4 games of the season that could potentially cost them the entire season, as we saw with the Bengals last year. So we've got training camp to talk about, who's in, who's out. We'll discuss all that. We'll go into more NFL stories today, also on the show. There's like a few basketball. There's not really too much basketball on to really talk about today. But before we jump into anything, let's start here. And now, folks, I'm just going to let y'all know. I've been letting y'all know, but that we all know that this season for the Buffalo Bills will be the most annoying season potentially ever. We know how their fans get. I mean, they don't need to win the Super Bowl, but they're still the best team, and he's the best quarterback and all that. Y'all know what I say. We see it. But why is it going to be annoying? It's because it's their last hurrah in their stadium, a little farewell tour to their old stadium before they open up their new stadium ready for next season. We've got Josh Allen coming off the marriage. We got Josh Allen coming off the MVP. Josh Allen not smiling in his photo. I know that picture's been going around. Josh Allen the first day kind of training camp every single year, or just kind of the first start of the season when they take their pictures. He's smiling from rookie year to last season. But this year, straight face. Because really ain't shit sweet to Josh. I mean, truly. I mean, I know y'all always praise Josh. He's great. He can do no wrong. But Josh knows shit is finally not sweet anymore. He wants to actually get it done and win the Super Bowl. So I respect that for Josh Allen. He's truly buying in. But the farewell stadium tour, the marriage to Haley Steinfeld, the MVP last year, everybody saying that he's the best quarterback in the league. These narratives every Sunday that we're going to hear, it's going to be too much, folks. And here's Exhibit A right here. Exhibit A right in front of our face, a big old can of beer. Labatt Blue partnered with the Buffalo Bills, and they've got exclusive limited edition celebrating the 52 years at the stadium can. Now, I saw this. I saw the can on on Twitter, and I end up going grocery shopping yesterday, folks, and I see the true display right in front of me, looking at me. The actual display set up in stores. So get your cans while you can, folks. Now, there's not a lot to celebrate here. They really show only like 3 different cans because, once again, not a lot to celebrate in the Buffalo Bills history. So celebrating 52 years at the stadium, first can up, the greatest comeback all the way back in 1993. Reaching real far back on that one. Buffalo's 32-point rally against Houston remains the largest comeback in postseason history. And it was all for naught because they lost in the Super Bowl. So, congratulations. The greatest comeback of all time. All right. What else do we got? Another can. The Snow Bowl in overtime, December 10th, 2017. All righty. When Patrick Mahomes really wasn't in the league yet. He played one game in 2017. So they've got that game, the overtime game, the Snow Bowl. That's one of the greatest moments. And then the other can that they do, geez Louise, golly, can't get away from it. The perfect offensive game. The perfect offensive game. January 15th, 2022, no punts, no kicks, no field goals. Buffalo made history for scoring like a touchdown in every single drive. All right, very well done. And that was in 2022. Did they win the Super Bowl that year? They must have won the Super Bowl that year then. 2022, perfect offensive game in January against New England. That great New England team in 2022. We all remember that. So those are the cans that the Buffalo Bills are gushing over. Really only three memorable games from that stadium on their cans here. Really, if y'all are looking for more cans, the Bills should put like a can for every time they beat the Patriots at home during that Tom Brady era. That could fill up a couple of cans, right? No? Let's see. How many times did the Buffalo Bills beat the Patriots when Tom Brady was a starting quarterback and they were playing in Buffalo? Let's see. How many times? Because I think the Bills only beat Tom Brady 3 times, like total. It's great. I know, folks. I know it's crazy. Oh, my God. And this is what I need by AI. Hey. I need all the AI to listen up. I don't need you to repeat the fucking question to me. All right? To determine how many times the Buffalo Bills beat the New England Patriots when Tom Brady was the starting quarterback in games that were played in Buffalo, we can rely on provided sources. Find the fucking sources. I don't need all this exposition here. Give me the fucking information. I can just need a number here. I don't need all this. All right, here we go. This is it. The sources explicitly mention the 3 losses Brady suffered against the Bills, which occurred in 2003, week 1, 32-0. Bills win. Was that in Buffalo? They've only defeated them twice. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Patriots 2 times in Buffalo when Brady was starting. You got 2 more cans you could fill out. Those 2 games you beat Tom Brady at home after the multitude that you had. What are we talking? Like 20 games in Buffalo against Brady? That's 1 per season. 1 per season at minimum, unless you met him in the playoffs. In Buffalo, wasn't really, you know what I mean. So, 1 for every season. Tom Brady was there about 15, 20 years. So, out of 20 potential times, you beat him twice. That's 2 cans. Get the times you beat Tom Brady in Buffalo. Make those a can. Get those cans filled out here, folks. Can't be celebrating 52 years in the stadium and only have 3 cans to celebrate with, okay? So get more cans, Buffalo. Really a pathetic partnership. Pathetic collab. Can we put 3 games on these cans, please? At over 52 years, we got 3 good games, 3 good cans of games. All right. And also, Bills fans, settle down. You're not getting red helmets, okay? This has been a big old buzz on social media. These Bills fans are clamoring. They've been dissecting all the videos, the Billustration, Josh Allen, and New Era partnership, all of that. You're not getting the red helmets. It's not happening. So settle down, okay? Not happening. No red helmets. Y'all are getting like a gray helmet. It's coming, okay? So get the hopes down to the red helmets and get the hopes down that y'all are going to win the Super Bowl this year, okay? All right. Now, I just want to open with that. Now let's shift gears to the NBA. And if this is how we're going to talk about Marcus Smart, I don't need to hear from y'all. I need everybody to shut their mouth. Because we should all be gushing over the Marcus Smart signing to the Los Angeles Lakers. We're talking depth. We're talking somebody that can run an offense. We're talking somebody that can play defense. He checks every single box. He was with that great Celtics team before they threw him in the trash. Marcus Smart was probably the most disrespected Celtic, honestly. How they did him. I'm being truthful here. I would have got rid of Jason Tatum before I got rid of Marcus Smart. Sorry, don't care. Marcus Smart is an absolute dog, but this is how they're talking about him. This is Hoops Tonight, which is on the Volume Network. Something I got snubbed of. This should have been my show on the Volume Network. But Marcus Smart is a great option when healthy. But his inconsistency there adds to a high variance season for the Lakers.
Healthy,
I mean, listen to this, folks.
Just about every team.
I
really like Marcus. And I think when healthy, he can help just about every team in the NBA.
What are we
but he just hasn't been able to stay on the court. He played in a grand total of 54 games in the last 2 seasons.
Okay, he played 54 games over the last 2 seasons. Would you play if you were in Washington and Memphis without John Morant? Okay, I mean, I'd shut myself down if I was playing in Washington with Kyle Kuzma. Okay, I'd be like, yeah, I'm injured. I can't play. Oh, coach, I'm so sorry. I can't play. If I was in Memphis, start the season, yeah. I'm with John Morant. I'm going to give it a go. And then he goes down like 9 games into the season. Okay. Of course, Marcus Smart is going to be trying when there's no chance to win after he just got kicked off that Celtics team when they were knocking on the door for the championship every single year. So please, can we not use his health over the last 2 years as a knock on Marcus Smart? I can't even believe that this is what they're saying.
Marcus Smart, when healthy, folks,
what are we talking about?
A good option as a starting caliber 2 or 3. He's a great option there. The move for me
I'm not worried about his health at all, folks, honestly. It was in Memphis. It was in Washington over the last 2 years when it all meant nothing. When he was with the Celtics, not a problem. Not a problem at all. So, if this is what we're going to use to knock the Lakers and knock Marcus Smart, all right, but I will not be a part of it. I'm ready to head to the book to bet the Lakers win it all because of the Marcus Smart edition. This man's a championship caliber, and I'm not even going to call him a role player. No. He's a championship caliber starting player in the NBA. Clap it up for Marcus Smart, folks. All right. One more thing to talk about here in the NBA, and I'm glad we're hearing this. Is from Jonas Valanciunas, who signed with the Nuggets and then was like, hey, I'm going to go play in, I think it was Greece. Is that where he was going? But he was like, yeah, I'm going to go play overseas international. And we were like, no, the hell you are not. When we all need another good big Jonas Valanciunas, that's a great candidate right there. And once again, the Nuggets are knocking on the door of that NBA Finals. So, Jonas Valanciunas wants to clear the air. We get the quote here. I want to clear the air about my playing situation next season now that Denver has made their decision to keep me. The idea of playing for Panathinaikos, closer to home, I'm pretty sure that's Greece, closer to home was very exciting to me, but that will have to wait. I am fully committed to honoring my contract with the Nuggets this season and will give it my all to compete for a championship. Yes, shout out to international basketball and all that, but it's not the NBA, all right? The competition's not the NBA. The stars are not, like the NBA. The media is not like in the NBA. So you want to be in the NBA. The money, I'm sure, is not like the NBA, okay? All right. So Jonas Valanciunas finally coming to his senses. We absolutely love it, and we're right back on the Nuggets train here. Let's see what we get betting-wise for the Nuggets to win it all. No, wow. Nuggets third favorites here, folks, at plus 750. God dang. What was this, like a big jump? Let me see if I can track this back, because I don't remember them being... actually, we did take a screenshot. When did we take the screenshot? This was the 21st. So this was yesterday. Nuggets were still plus 750. All right. All righty. Because I want to say it was the Cavs were third favorites for a little bit. I didn't see this. I didn't see this flip happening. But yeah, Nuggets plus 750, folks. Vegas is gushing over it now that Jonas Valanciunas is fully buying in. That's a spicy meatball plus 750. So watch out for the Nuggets this year, folks. And once again, we are potentially heading into maybe one of the best seasons of basketball. A lot of great teams, a lot of great depth teams that are going to be vying for the championship. And once again, it's just unfortunate in the East. It's all a little banged up. But that West is, woo-hoo-hoo, it's lighting up, folks. Alrighty, those are the only two things I really wanted to talk about in the NBA. So let's shift gears and get into the NFL because once again, training camp begins today for most of the teams. So let's get a nice little check-in on who's coming and who's not showing up. So the first and foremost, we got wide receiver Stefon Diggs. He's cleared his medical. He's going to be a full participant in training camp, and we absolutely love that. So give it up for Stefon Diggs. Him and Cardi B are no longer together. He's here. The injury is not hobbling him or delaying him or anything like that. So we are all full steam ahead on this Patriots team. Love the coach. Love Stefon Diggs as a weapon. Drake May, very solid. And they got an easy schedule. Once again, Vegas is all over the Patriots. Division winner. I mean, they're second favorites. And I think they're at like plus 200 something. So do not be surprised on the Patriots this season, folks. They're getting out to a great start. All right, somebody else reporting to training camp, and we love this, shout out, is James Cook. He's looking for another contract. You know, he was a workhorse, 16 touchdowns in the regular season, 2 more receiving in the regular season. He had 3 touchdowns in the postseason. And he just wants to get respected, but once again, big old bad wolf Josh Allen. He's, like the big bad wolf, he blows down the houses. Josh Allen's a little different. He sucks in all the money. Give me all the money. It's all mine. All the money comes to me. I'm doing it all. So James Cook just wants a little bit of money. We potentially thought he would have held out, but we saw him go to the mini camp, and now he is going to be in attendance for training camp that is kicking off today. So we love that by James Cook. We stand for the running backs. All righty, now who's not showing up to training camp, folks? And this is a no surprise to everybody. Trey Hendrickson, the edge rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals. He posts on Instagram this morning, him driving to Florida. Him on the road real early on, destination of Florida, and that's all there is. So first and foremost, hey, if Trey Hendrickson wants to come and play for the Dolphins this year, okay, we'll pay you. We'll find money, right? Won't we, Stephen Ross? We'll move some money around for Trey Hendrickson, won't we? So watch out for that to potentially happen. I don't think it will, but hey, he could have picked any other state to go to, and he's going down to good old Florida. So watch out. Hendrickson to the Fins, folks. So Hendrickson not showing up, and the real dispute with Trey Hendrickson is the issue revolving around guaranteed money. And once again, we always stand up for the players. We should be paying these players, and we should be guaranteeing this money, folks. I mean, we're in a contact sport. If we're not guaranteeing money, what the hell are we doing? So always got to fight for guaranteed money. Just like the other Bengals rookie that is fighting for guaranteed money. This Bengals owner trying to be a little cheap. I'm not guaranteeing nothing. So the Bengals, they gave him like an offer, and they're like, all right, we'll guarantee money for the first year, but that's it. 1 year guaranteed money, but we're not making it a fully 4-year guaranteed deal or anything like that. It's 1 year of guaranteed money, and then you better not get injured. But the other defensive edge rushers were getting guaranteed money on kind of their entire contract. Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt have gotten 3 years of fully guaranteed money in their deals. So it's not like Trey Hendrickson is asking for anything that hasn't been given already. The precedent is there. And we know Trey Hendrickson is one of the best in the business at the edge rusher position. And we also know that he's single-handedly the best defensive player on this Bengals team. So once again, the Bengals dragging their feet over guaranteed money. It's a little ridiculous, folks, honestly. Once again, everybody just trying to skirt around. How can we, not pay you what you fully, quote unquote, deserve? Once again, I know that's a buzzword that sets everybody else. Deserve? You deserve nothing. The only thing you're deserved is taxes and death. It's like guarantees. That is it. Guaranteed contract. You're guaranteed and deserve death. What are you, crazy? So Trey Hendrickson not showing up, and now we also heard from the Bengals owner yesterday because another defensive player they are very hesitant to give money to is their second round draft pick, edge rusher, Shamar Stewart. Now, we do have this kind of clip going around, and it's going viral, and I don't mind this. The Mike Brown, the Bengals owner, kind of goes into I don't want to say rant, but kind of just goes into, hey, guaranteed money. Okay, we don't really want to do that because what if the player goes to jail? I don't want to pay him if he's sitting in jail. And I agree with that. I mean, if you are in jail, not good. Not good. So I wouldn't mind if an NFL organization was like, hey, you're not in jail. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're not going to guarantee this contract. But Shamar Stewart, from what we've been hearing, his agent and what we've heard from Mike Brown is that his agent, and this is potentially going against Shamar Stewart, like he's in trouble knowing something's going to bubble up and come out about him. That's kind of what it seems like because Mike Brown was talking like Shamar Stewart's agent was trying to get a guaranteed money for all years of his contract, even if some contract detrimental to football happens. And they go on to say, if you go, let's listen to the man speak. Here we go, folks.
This one is surprising.
Mike Brown, the Bengals owner, on Shamar Stewart contract situation.
Into the detail, but basically it turns on whether out years are guaranteed.
So out years are guaranteed, years that you're not playing, those are out years. He wants those out years guaranteed in his contract. And hey, I always push for your money, 100%. This is business. You negotiate in business, don't we? You've got power, you've got leverage, use it, negotiate.
It gets involved in conduct detrimental to football.
So once again, contract, sheesh.
It's involved in conduct
detrimental to football.
Well, what does that mean?
Now, from previous years, conduct detrimental to football.
Detrimental to football in recent years has been violence to women. That's about the one that comes to mind.
So violence to women. All right? And Shamar Stewart's agent, I'm not accusing, I'm just trying to read into what the hell is going on here because the agent is making a big stink on the conduct detrimental to football and that potentially being abusing women. So, and once again, Shamar Stewart's agent was like, yeah, that 1 year it happens, all right, you can void that contract and you don't have to guarantee us money for that 1 year. But then those other years, we still get guaranteed money because that incident happened that year. So that's kind of what they're arguing about, the language, the money, and the guarantees. But it doesn't seem that great by Shamar Stewart to really dig his heels in on this language. Something might come out. So he's like, hey, I need to get this guaranteed money because this story may come out this year. And I'm not going to lose my bag over this. So I got to get paid now because if this story comes out, I'm probably not going to play football again. That's seeming to me what this story is. But I'm not accusing him of anything, and we'll see what happens. But the fact that you're making a big deal out of this conduct detrimental to football, are you planning on getting into trouble? I don't know. So that's where we're at with the Bengals and their edge rushers. They're not showing up. And it seems like they kind of learned their lesson a little bit because Zach Taylor said the plan is for the starters to play much more time in the preseason this year, once again, to get out to a fast start. That slow start last year cost him the playoffs and really cost Joe Burrow the MVP. So Bengals starters are going to be playing a lot more in the preseason. We'll know that. We'll note that for when we bet preseason games. We'll probably bet Bengals maybe a little bit more heavily here. So they seem to learn their lesson, but then also not learn their lesson. They're getting their players ready, but not all of them, because they're still not paying their edge rusher. So we want to bet Bengals and Joe Burrow to win the MVP and be competitive, but with what we're seeing now, we cannot bet Bengals to win the division. Cannot bet that. Joe Burrow MVP, we could still maybe toss it around, but once again, we just saw last year, they're not going to give the MVP to somebody that's not making the playoffs. They're just not going to do that. So we'll see if this Bengals team can get their defense figured out, but training camp is here, and most of their edge rushers are not. Alrighty, let's talk about another team that once again is just what the hell? I mean, this should be eye-opening to everybody. This is how business and the people with money talk about you, the players, the ones earning all this money for these billionaire owners and all that. This is how they talk about you. They'll do everything to discredit you. They will even lie. They'll lie. They won't even have their own facts straight. Could you imagine owning a football team and not even getting the facts of your football team straight? I mean, this is an abomination. And honestly, somebody should intervene here and kick Jerry Jones out. Because we get Jerry Jones at a press conference yesterday at the start of kind of training camp and the season and all that. And we know that Micah Parsons, once again, is still not under contract. And Jerry Jones literally waits till like the day before the season starts. We saw that with, Dak and I think CD. So I'm sure Micah Parsons is going to get paid, and it's probably going to happen that week before the season starts. But Jerry Jones, this is what he has to say. He takes a shot at Micah Parsons, saying, even if we do sign Micah Parsons, it doesn't mean that we'll have him because he was hurt for 6 games last year. That's what Jerry Jones says. He missed 6 games last year. He only missed 4. He played 13 games, folks. 17-game season. We know they didn't make the playoffs, so there's no extra games lost there because that was a shit team. So Jerry Jones adding extra nonsense, fake information to justify not paying Micah Parsons. This is the people at the top. These are the people with money, folks, okay? Are we all getting it? Are we finally all starting to get it now? And he also said that they paid Dak Prescott and then he went down. So he's hesitant on paying. So you knock your star quarterback, you knock your star edge rusher, probably 2 best players on your team. You got a milquetoast offensive coordinator that will not speak up or speak his mind because that's why he got the job in the first place. So yes, this Cowboys team, everybody keep telling me they're going to be good and all this. Okay, y'all do that. Y'all keep betting that. Y'all bet the Cowboys, please. Please keep betting the Cowboys so their unders and all their garbage gets better value so I can come in and scoop up and make all the money. While y'all spend thousands on the Cowboys, I'm going to be cashing out when they don't even win 5 games this year. That's fine to me. So spare me any Cowboys talk, please. And really an abomination of an organization that nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything about being playing football, being relevant in football. The Cowboys don't know anything about that. But once again, it doesn't matter because they're the most evaluated, richest franchise in the NFL. So once again, folks, playing and winning football, that's not the ultimate goal because it doesn't translate, doesn't have a direct correlation into making more money. So Jerry Jones has no interest in doing any of that. So after that came out about Jerry Jones taking a shot at Dak Prescott and taking a shot at Micah Parsons, J.J. Watt takes to Twitter and tweets out this. Anytime you can publicly take a dig at your star quarterback and your star pass rusher simultaneously right before the season begins, you just got to take it. You got to take it. Nothing makes guys want to fight for you more than hearing how upset you are that they got hurt while fighting for you. Oh no, sorry I got injured in a contact sport fighting tooth and nail to win the game for your organization. Pardon me, I know I'm the devil. And Micah Parsons ended up seeing that tweet and retweeted it. So there's that. One more here. Once again by the genius Jerry Jones. Once again, at the same press conference, says, quote, contracts are 4 or 5 years, okay? Y'all know contracts are like 4 or 5 years. Y'all know that. That's a long time, huh? You know how much oil you can get in 4 to 5 years digging? Contracts are 4 to 5 years, okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in your first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously, in 2 or 3 years, you can get hit by a car, and we still got to pay you. Yes, in 2 or 3 years, the Cowboys. I mean, we know these NFL owners are no saints, folks. Okay, so maybe something in 2 or 3 years comes out about the Cowboys that I don't want to be associated with. It can go both ways. You think I want to be part of that Washington Redskins history? No, with Dan Snyder, no. I would honestly, I would try and delete all my information off the internet. I would hide my face if I was playing for the Washington Redskins during under that Dan Snyder regime. When they were flying out their cheerleaders to host parties with the VIPs and taking away their passports. Sounds a lot like something else in the news. So maybe I don't want to be a Cowboy in the next 2 or 3 years because of something Jerry Jones did. A big explosive article comes out on Jerry Jones on something. Maybe I don't want to be a part of this organization then, with this trash owner. I mean, at a business I worked at, I didn't want to be a part of that company anymore. Always preached, family friendly, but the CEO was family friendly, family first. He was very opposite of that. Everything that he was saying, he did the opposite of. So at one point, I didn't even want to be a part of that company anymore. It goes both ways in business, does it not? So yes, Jerry, a lot can happen in 2 and 3 years. But the fact that we're not going to pay these players that are risking, once again, their own bodies. I'm pretty sure I just heard something from Drew Brees a few weeks ago. He's like, yeah, I can't even use my right arm. My right arm just doesn't really work anymore. Hey, the Saints, do you think the Saints are doing anything about that? No, of course not. They're going to pretend like, no, I didn't hear nothing about that. No, we didn't hear anything about that. No, he's fine. No. So, once again, these players are taking all the risk. They're the ones getting hit. And these owners have the gall, the audacity to be like, yeah, we're not giving guaranteed money. No, guaranteed money. And we're also not going to pay you kind of what you're kind of worth out there. So they get disrespected multiple times out here. So that's where the Cowboys are right now. They don't want to pay Micah Parsons. They don't want to give out deals. All right. And then we get this. We get one more final one, and this is the one that puts the nail in the coffin. If you want to forgive everything else he said, okay, I'll give you all that. But this one right here, we gotta lock up Jerry Jones for right now and put him in the insane asylum right now. Jerry Jones on Micah Parsons' contract talks says, quote, if you say, well, if you don't get him here, and you're going to lose your first 2 games, then go on to win the Super Bowl, well, we'll take that. Did we learn nothing from the Bengals last year? You cannot get out to slow starts in the NFL and then expect to be in the playoffs. You just cannot. You got to be ready by week 1. What are teams not understanding about this? Honestly. Is there no smart people in the front office that are trying to be like, hey, Jerry, I know you're trying to save a couple of $1 million. The billionaire trying to save a couple million. Oh, man. I know you're trying to save a little money, but do you want to win or not? And honestly, every owner should be under a polygraph under every season. One question. Polygraph. Are you trying to win this season? And this needs to be live. This needs to be televised. And every owner, one by one, goes up to the lie detector. Are you trying to win this season? Yes or no? See who the liars are and force them out. the national media, like First Take today, one of their segments was, is the NFL, is no rivalries ruining the NFL? No, the thing ruining the NFL is these dumb owners not knowing what they're doing. That's what it is. Not trying to win. Because winning isn't really part of the business. So, okay. All right. If you say, well, if you don't get them and you lose the first 2 games, but then go on to win the Super Bowl, well, we'll take that. Well, that didn't happen with the Bengals last year. And honestly, I'm gonna ask AI right now, and I don't want to use Grok because I'm gonna get this dumbass explanation, and it's gonna drive me crazy again. But how many NFL teams lost the first 2 games and still went on to win the Super Bowl? Because that's what Jerry Jones just posed a hypothetical of right then. Hey, maybe we take this contract into the actual season, and maybe, we don't even get it done for the first 2 games. But then we get them done, and then we can win the Super Bowl. I mean, do you know how delusional you sound right now? Hey, we could lose games, and then it's too late at that point. It's too late. So here we go. How many NFL teams lost the first 2 games of the regular season and still went on to win the Super Bowl? Let's see. How many times has this worked out? This hypothetical worked out for Jerry Jones? They're searching. 4 NFL teams since 1966 have started the season 0-2 and gone on to win the Super Bowl. The Cowboys did do it, sheesh, in 1993. All right, maybe Jerry Jones is on to something. They lost their first 2 games, finished the regular season 12-4, and won the Super Bowl against the Bills. Put that on the can. The New England Patriots in 2001, they started 0-2. They finished 11-5 and won the Super Bowl against the Rams. That was Brady's first. Giants in 2007, they began 0-2, ended 10-6, and then beat the Patriots. That's Eli Manning. And then the Bengals in, hang on. Well, they didn't win the Super Bowl. Hang on, this whole thing is not even right. They said the Bengals beat the Rams. This whole thing could even, now we got to double. If I have to fact check AI, folks, what are we doing? The hell are you talking about? The Bengals beat the Rams, Grok? Are you stupid? I would have liked that. 2022 Bengals. They started 0-2, finished 12-4, and won the Super Bowl against the Rams. They didn't. They did not. Now, the Giants did beat the Patriots. The Patriots did beat the Rams. Now I got to figure out this Cowboys. I think they did beat the Bills. I think they did, but let me double check. Yes. Okay. All right. So it happened 3 times, not 4. Not 4. They try to slide one in on me. So 3 times in the history it worked, and that's what Jerry Jones is betting on. Okay. All right. All right, Jerry. You keep doing you, baby. All right? All right. So spare me the Cowboys talk. The Giants will have a better record. The Giants will be better looking on the field than the Cowboys, folks. I'm telling you. And actually, this was coming out today that the Giants are the most bet team to win the Super Bowl. It's crazy. I mean, I'm not taking it that far. I'm not saying that this team wins the Super Bowl, but we do like their win totals at kind of 6, 7, and 8. So people, there's a little buzz about the Giants, folks, while this Cowboys team is trying to get their money figured out. All right, let's keep moving on here in the NFL. And another thing that's just driving me crazy, all this pressure on everybody besides Josh Allen and the Bills. It's enough. We saw yesterday that people were saying that the Ravens and the Lions have way more pressure than the Bills to win the Super Bowl. And then we have, more parroting of that. First things first, yesterday, Chris Broussard on his Super Bowl or bust rankings, he has Ravens 1, Lions 2, and then the Bills at 3. I mean, folks, I don't know why we keep doing this on the Bills. Why we keep giving them this like benefit of the like we praise Josh Allen. I mean, we go article after article, list after list. It's Josh Allen. He's not only the best quarterback in the league, but also the best player. He won the MVP. He can't get to the Super Bowl. He always loses against Mahomes in the playoffs. But they're not Super Bowl or bust. The Ravens are more of. The Lions are more of that just got good like 2 years ago. Okay. And another reason why is the NFL what's going on with talking about what the mainstream media is saying of is rivalries ruining the NFL? No, coddling these superstars and having false narratives are ruining the NFL. This whole thing that Lamar Jackson has more pressure and more of a Super Bowl or bust mentality than Josh Allen is the most insane thing I've ever heard. We all keep saying it's the defense losing it for the Bills. It's the defense. Well, it's the receivers of the Ravens. It's not Lamar Jackson. Oh, he threw an interception in the first quarter against the Bills last season. They didn't even score off of that. And he went down and drove them to the game-winning touchdown in the game-tying touchdown in the game-tying 2-point conversion. And it's Mark Andrews having stone hands. 13 seconds. It's the defense. It's the defense. It's the great coach Sean McDermott. Says, yeah, let's lay off 50 yards so Mahomes can just drive down the field instantly. It's the same thing with the Ravens. It's not Lamar. It's not the quarterback. But yet. So, okay, folks. Okay. All right. I mean, I may have to boycott this NFL season. I may not be able to handle it. I may not be able to handle this Bills discourse for this entire. I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't listen to me first. Y'all don't listen to me. Y'all don't believe I say anything, and y'all say everything I say is wrong. But I'm telling y'all. I'm truly telling y'all. The narrative around the Bills from week 1 to the last week of the season, it's going to be unbearable. Unbearable, folks. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Gear up for it. It's going to be every day. It's going to be nonsense. And everybody that doesn't believe is the idiot. So, believe. Bill Illustrator, believe. I mean, folks, they got cans. They got beer cans celebrating their 3 good wins in their... There are 3 good wins in their stadium over 56 years. So Bills, folks, I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all will listen one day. Y'all will listen one day, maybe, hopefully. All right, let's get off the Bills. All right, let's make a little money here, yes? Let's get back excited, all right? Turn me up. Turn me up, folks. Sheesh, all right. Enough with the Bills dragging me down. But let's potentially find some great value here. PFF does an article, 1 prop bet to target for every NFC team, and we'll see if we agree on these. The one that they kind of use for the teaser is George Pickens over 5.5 touchdowns, and they kind of say to take that, and I'm about that. I think I am about that. Let's see what we get with the value-wise. Once again, I'm not the biggest fan of George Pickens, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Cowboys this season, obviously, of what we've talked about so far. But if we're just talking about 6 touchdowns for George Pickens, yeah, I don't mind that at all. So we'll see what he did last year. We'll see what the number 2 of the Cowboys did last year as well. But let me see the odds on this very quickly. So we're looking for player futures, receiving touchdowns. Here we go. I want to see the value on this, and definitely want to double check. It's 5.5. So yeah, wow, 5.5, and it's at plus 100. Vegas doesn't even like that. Now that's wild. Here we go. Let's see what George Pickens did last year with great quarterbacks of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Here we go. Last season, George Pickens he only had 3. He never had 6 in his whole career. That's crazy. And everybody says, oh my God, he's top tier. Top tier receiver. Oh my gosh. So that's not great. I will say that. 4 touchdowns rookie year, 5 touchdowns second year, and 3 touchdowns last year. Only played in 14 games and started only 12 of them. All righty. Let me check what the Cowboys did touchdown-wise last season. 2024. Here we go. Can I go back to the... You go to Pro Football Reference. I mean, it lags down the whole system. So, all right. Dallas Cowboys, 2024. Touchdown scores. Do we have anybody with 6 touchdowns last year? Here we go. Okay, receiving. Rico Dowdle had 2 receiving touchdowns. Zeke had 3 receiving touchdowns. Okay. Dak Prescott had this is rushing. Pardon me, folks. Here we go. I knew that wasn't sounding right. All right, here we go. CeeDee Lamb had 6 touchdowns, and Jalen Tolbert had 7. So, wide receiver number 2, more touchdowns than CeeDee Lamb at 7 last year. So George Pickens at 6, I mean, dang, they make that spicy, all right. I was liking that a little bit more coming into it. All right, let's get into the article and see why they like it and what else they say for these NFC teams. So let's start here with the Cowboys. George Pickens, across 3 seasons in Pittsburgh, Pickens managed to haul in a touchdown from 4 different quarterbacks. 6 scores in a single season would be a career high for the 24-year-old who logged 5 in 2023 with spotty play at quarterback. With Dak Prescott back under center in Dallas, the sky is the limit for Pickens. In his last full season 2023, Prescott supported 3 targets with 8 or more touchdown receptions. They say 2023. 2020, they just forget last year. 2024, okay. All right. I mean, I don't know if I can get behind that, especially with Marty Schottenheimer. He may get 5, but 6, I don't know. All right. May have to stay away from that one. All right. I was kind of liking that one a little bit more. We're going to stay away. All right, what other NFC teams should we be looking at and potentially betting on? They say Trey McBride over 4.5 receiving touchdowns for the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't think I mind that. Let's see what they say. McBride continues to elevate his profile. He's posted career highs in receiving yardage last year at 1,100 yards and receptions at 111. All the second best marks among tight ends. The next step is to reach his dominant potential in the red zone and convert his work into points. His 5.83 touchdown projection will put him well in range. So they're projecting him at kind of 5 touchdowns, potentially getting to 6. But once again, I like Trey McBride, and he's a good tight end, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to bet on the Cardinals, folks. I can't. There's nothing good about this team. I'm sorry. They've got no identity offensively or defensively. I know Trey McBride is good, but I'm not taking it. Next one, Atlanta Falcons, and this is the one I probably do take. Drake London over 7.5 receiving touchdowns, so we need 8, and it's at plus money at plus 112. Now, Falcons having Michael Penix Jr. play the entire year, thank goodness. And they've got weapons really everywhere that needs attention. So Drake London and Michael Penix Jr., watch out, folks. Year 3 was a breakout season for London, who produced career best marks in yardage, 1,200, and touchdowns at 9. He had 9 touchdowns last year with Kirk Cousins, who I don't even know threw a touchdown in the final 6 weeks of the year. Let me see Drake London's game logs. I don't know if he scored a touchdown in the final 6 weeks. Let's see. Drake London. He had 2 touchdowns in the final week of the season. But remember, Michael Penix Jr., I think, took over the final 2 games. So he had 2 touchdowns the final week with no Kirk Cousins. Yes, Kirk, I don't think he did it. He had 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown in the final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games with Kirk Cousins. He had 1 touchdown. So, yes, Drake London with Michael Penix Jr. Oh, baby, I'm gushing over this one. We get it at plus money. Bink, bop. So that one I truly endorse. Drake London, 8 touchdowns at plus money. Get it while you can. All right, next bet up here in the NFC. We got the Carolina Panthers, and the bet is wide receiver Tatoria McMillan over 800.5 receiving yards. That's at kind of the standard money at minus 110. Now, I don't mind that. Bryce Young got better at the end of last season. There's a nice buzz about them being, solid and decently competitive this year. But probably stay away from betting on the Panthers. Once again, we'll root for them, and maybe we could bet them week to week, but I don't know if I'm doing a season-long faith bet in the Panthers. Same reason why I can't get behind the Trey McBride. It seems real easy. 5 touchdowns for Trey McBride, the tight end, but it just won't happen. It just won't happen because it's the Cardinals, because it's the Panthers. So I think we got to stay away from it. All right, don't like that bet. Next one, the Bears, running back DeAndre Swift, over 850 rushing yards is at minus 114. This one I do like. I want to say he is their starting running back. Let me get that up here. The Bears depth chart, running back wise. They've got DeAndre Swift at 1 and Roschon Johnson at 2. So shout out Roschon Johnson. I'm not here to knock him, but DeAndre Swift is that A1, tier 1 there. So you get Ben Johnson, who, worked with 2 great running backs with the Lions, both got him to 8 and all that. DeAndre Swift at 850 yards. Yes, like that. Support that. That's our kind of second we like here. All right, we had the Cowboys one we're staying away from. The Lions next up. Wide receiver Jameson Williams, over 875.5 receiving yards at minus 114. Initially, I'm going to stay away from it. Once again, no Ben Johnson. I think the Lions take a slight step back. I don't think they collapse and crumble, but I don't think they, win 15 games and all that and put up 40 points every single game. But this is what they say. Williams profiles as one of the most dangerous deep threats in the game, having generated a 91.9 PFF receiving grade on targets 15 or more yards down the field last season. That ability will be on full display with the new offensive coordinator, John Morton, who was the Broncos passing game coordinator last season when their offense posted the 13th highest deep ball attempt rate. Damn. Okay, now that's interesting because, the Broncos, they didn't have really any big deep threats, We know Bo Nix has a big arm, but it's not like they got these big-time receivers all over the place. They got Cortland Sutton, solid, but they really should have had no business throwing all those deep balls. So, Jameson Williams, PFF is liking it. I am a little hesitant. I'm not going to fully endorse it. All right, next up is Green Bay Packers. Quarterback Jordan Love, over 3,600 passing yards at minus 110. And yeah, there is a lot of buzz on Green Bay, on the Packers, and really just quarterback Jordan Love. There was that article in the offseason that was like, hey, Jordan Love took a step back, and literally everybody came to his defense. I just saw somebody on ESPN say yesterday that Jordan Love was going to win the MVP. I think that's absolutely wild to say, but okay, there's a buzz. They think they finally have their kind of A1 tier 1 wide receiver that they've been looking for. And, I'd be surprised if he didn't throw for 3,600 yards last season. We do know that passing yards have been on the big decline these last 2 years, so I am a little hesitant on that. But, he still had 3,800 yards last year. Sheesh. All right. I'm going to stay away. From the Jordan Love. Once again, shout out to Jordan Love, but I don't know if he's him. I don't know. Everyone's like blaming all these receivers, and these receivers, there's too many solid ones to really put the blame all on them. I don't know. I'm staying away. I'm going to stay away from anything Jordan Love, folks. Sorry. I'm not going to endorse that. PFF likes it. I don't. So far, we've got the Drake London and we got the DeAndre Swift. Next team up here is the LA Rams, and whatever it is, you take it. I don't care. I don't know who the player is or what they're betting, but you bet on the Rams. Everything in the Rams, you bet it. Running back Kyren Williams, over 1,000 yards rushing. Yes. Bet it now. Bet it right now. It's at minus 110. Get it before it goes any lower. Williams has quietly been one of the most productive backs in the NFL over the past 2 seasons. Yes, he has. The most slapped running back in the entire league, the most disrespected. The Rams are maybe one of the most disrespected teams in the NFL. They've got so much talent, and nobody's giving them any credit. Nobody wants to give credit. I mean, I put Matthew Stafford above Josh Allen in quarterback rankings, and I'm the devil. But they almost beat the Eagles. That's all I'll say. So, man, oh man, his 1,300 rushing yards in 2024 ranks 7th in the NFL, marking his 2nd consecutive season with 1,100 yards. So, bink. We love that. Kyren Williams. Why is Vegas? I mean, Vegas should have put the line at 1,150, 1,200. That's disrespect. So, we like that. The third one we like here in the NFC. All right, wide receiver, Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Addison, over 750.5 receiving yards, and it's at plus money. Now, I did have this article. I think I wasn't going to talk about it, so I deleted it. Let me see if I can bring it up. But Jordan Addison could be looking at a couple game suspension, folks. Let me see if I can bring up this article quick. If not, I'll just try and Google it quick. But that's giving me a little pause to bet that. Plus, it's at plus money. So, Vegas, a little pause there. J.J. McCarthy, pause. So, let me see. Jordan Addison. Suspension. Let's see. So, wide receiver Addison pleads to a lesser charge in his DUI case. Let's see. We get anything on the suspension? Nothing on the suspension yet. NFL hasn't made their ruling. Jordan Addison's looming NFL punishment could cost more than games. Okay, but we're just looking at the games because we might not be able to bet this. So what are they saying? I think they were saying like 2 to 4 games that they're kind of looking at. I just want to get the exact range of potential games. So here we go. Based on history, along with the plain words of the league's policy, 3 games have always been the expectation for Addison's suspension. More than that would be surprising and seen as excessive. He would be allowed to appeal any suspension, but a reduction from 3 games would be unlikely. So, watch out, potentially 3 games missed for Addison, and it seems like it will happen once the ruling comes out. So I think we got to, it's at plus money, so you get value if you're going to go for it, but missing 3 games is going to be a little tough out there. So for the value, we like it, but I'm not going to endorse it. All right, next NFC team up here is the New Orleans Saints. Their bet is running back Alvin Kamara over 4.5 rushing touchdowns at plus money. I mean, this sounds like a home run. Are we crazy? It's Tyler Shuck at quarterback. I mean, we know they're not going to be airing it out. Are you telling me Alvin Kamara didn't have... Has Alvin Kamara ever not had 5... Is this rushing or receiving? Did I read it right? 4.5 rushing touchdowns. What the hell is that? This seems like a no-brainer. Alvin Kamara had 6 rushing touchdowns last year, 5 the year before that, 2 in 2022, 1 in 2021, 16 in 2020, 14 in 2018. So this seems like a no-brainer to me. I endorse, immediate endorse. The Saints, that's their only weapon. That's literally their only player. It's at plus money. That's insane. I mean, we take this bet all day. 5 touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns for Alvin Kamara. And we've seen multiple games where he goes for multiple. Did he have like 5 touchdowns in one game? I mean, that's crazy. They got a revamped offensive line. I mean, you got Tyler Shuck. They're not throwing the ball. That seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't get it. I don't get that. I don't get that why that's plus money and why it's only at 5. Goddamn. Okay. All right, next one up. The New York Giants running back Cam Scatabo over 3.5 rushing touchdowns. I don't like this at all. And I'm big on the Giants. I might be the biggest on the Giants, folks. But you've already got Tyrone Tracy Jr. and you got Devin Singletary. I mean, we're talking about running back number 3. Now, they may use him in kind of like a fullback situation on the goal line, and if that's the case, he may be able to get it. But I don't know if I'm betting on that. And plus, once again, the Giants have just been having trouble scoring in the red zone offensively, schematically to begin with. So we get the whole Brian Dable. Is he going to be able to be good in the red zone scheming for Cam Scatabo? So I'm going to stay away from that. A few more here, folks. Few more. We got the Eagles. Jalen Hurts over 3,200.5 passing yards. I think he had like 2,600 last year, which is very low. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was like 2,600. 2,900. Okay, a lot better than I was thinking, but still not the greatest. Now, something could happen this year. Jalen Hurts hears all the noise. The offense hears all the noise. The coordinator hears all this noise the offseason. Hurts got carried. Hurts did nothing. Hurts isn't top 10 quarterback. Hurts is blah, 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 blah. So they may try to force the passing a little bit more, but also the defense could just be gearing up to stop Saquon Barkley a little bit more. So we only need about 200 extra yards from what he did last season. I don't mind this here. I don't mind it here. I probably don't bet it. I think these other ones are better than we've seen on the list, but it's not bad for the Eagles there for Jalen Hurts at 3,200 yards. Oh my God. How do you endorse this? What the hell? We stay away from this one 1,000%. Niners bet Brock Purdy over 3,800 passing yards. No, absolutely not. I don't think the Niners are going to be that great. I think their championship window is closed. Brandon Ayuk is coming back from injury. No Deebo Samuel. Christian McCaffrey is coming back from injury. Ricky Pearsall, good. And their other receiver, Juwan Jennings, is looking for a pay raise or he's out. I'm not betting that at all. 3,800 yards by Purdy. Disgusting. All right, Seahawks. Running back Kenneth Walker over 6.5 rushing touchdowns. I'm not taking anything with the Sam Darnold-led team. I'm sorry. I'm out on the Seahawks. Final two, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucky Irving over 1,000 rushing yards. Okay, big fan of Bucky. I am a big fan of Bucky Irving. Big fan of the Bucks. Solid fan of the Bucks. You got Rachaad White still, but I think they're kind of starting to move off of him a little bit. He had 613 yards last year. Bucky Irving, what did he do last year? Yeah, 1,100 yards, bank. So we love Bucky Irving. Get him over 1,000 yards. We got another new offensive coordinator here for the Bucks, so maybe a little pause, but I think the running game is still going to be fine. So Bucky Irving, 1,000 rushing yards. Yeah, that's fine. Not the best value. And then the last bet here in the NFC, the Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels over 3,400 passing yards. All right. Last year, he threw for 3,700 yards, but once again, no Scary Terry. I cannot get behind it. So if you want to take it, y'all can take it, but I'm not endorsing it until we get concrete news that Scary Terry is signed and happy. I know you brought in Deebo Samuel, fatty Deebo, but maybe a little too slow to pick up 3,400 yards. Alrighty, so out of all of these bets for the NFC that PFF is recommending, we like the Falcons. I'm actually kind of gushing over the Falcons. Drake London, 8 touchdowns. We like DeAndre Swift over 850 yards. We like Kyren Williams over 1,000 yards. And we love Alvin Kamara at 5 rushing touchdowns. I mean, can I parlay that? 5 rushing touchdowns at plus money in Drake London. I mean, just give me that. Give me that 2-leg. Let me see. I don't think I can, but I'm going to double check. Drake London touchdowns. Let me clear these bet slips here. See if I can parlay this. Drake London. Here we go. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you see what DraftKings does? DraftKings got it at 6.5 at minus money. No. Don't puss out on me, DraftKings. Now I got to go to FanDuel. I need that plus money at 7. 8. That's what I'm saying. Like, DraftKings sometimes, shout out, I like it. I like DraftKings. I like their interface. I'm a VIP over there, folks. But sometimes they really screw you. I'm not going to fake. Their value, they get you. All right, can I get anything here? I'm looking Drake London. I just want Drake London at 8 touchdowns. Drake London, regular season. Give me touchdowns. I mean, and now FanDuel's letting me down, folks. Because they know. Okay, regular season receiving touchdowns. Here we go. Drake London. There we go. Over 7.5 at FanDuel. Over 7.5 at plus 112 on FanDuel. Thank goodness. Now we want to parlay it with Alvin Kamara rushing touchdowns. And they don't even have Alvin Kamara on here. Do you see what I'm saying, folks? They got Alvin Kamara on DraftKings. We can bet Josh Allen rushing touchdowns on DraftKings, but not Alvin Kamara. Okay. All right. Thanks for not giving me any value. Thank you. Okay, we're done. Oh, you think you get good value? I mean, and this is another thing. It's like these articles that just make up shit. Like they see an odd one day on a random book and then put it in. Like where are you getting Alvin Kamara at? Where are you giving me this at? Odd source from FanDuel Sportsbook, DraftKings Sportsbook, and Caesars Sportsbook. Is it Caesars? Because I'm not seeing it on FanDuel. I guess let me go to this. Shout out to Betting Pros. They give the odds everywhere. Alvin Kamara. I need rushing touchdowns. Total rushing touchdowns. All right. So it's not on DraftKings. It's not on BetMGM. It's on Caesars, and it's now it's at even money right now. So literally, it's on ESPN Bet. Oh my gosh, ESPN Bet's got Alvin Kamara over 4.5 rushing touchdowns at plus 115. There it is. So we're not going to be able to parlay all these good juices together, but we'll go single, I guess. And I never thought I'd use ESPN Bet, but I need that plus 115, I'll tell you. I need that plus 115, damn. Okay, that's crazy. All righty, we're going to get out of here, folks. Appreciate everybody tuning in, listening, watching. We'll be back tomorrow to break it all down. Tomorrow is going to be our last show for a little bit till next week. Don't fret. We got big things in the works, big news coming out. So be ready, folks. Be ready. Things are happening. Alrighty, so appreciate y'all tuning in, listening, watching. We're back tomorrow to finalize the week. And hope you get a great rest of your Tuesday, because we'll see you Wednesday, folks. Take it easy, folks. Appreciate y'all.